cabbage harvest day, just one. The other purples, this is about size of a fist, maybe an orange. This guy, on the other hand, I can see where the peacocks have had a couple of nibbles.
Yep.
Okay. I think she's free. Come on in here closer. Oh, Lord Almighty. Look at this. Whew. We gotta weigh this. I have no idea how much that weighs. It's a beast.
The recipe calls for 2.2 pounds.
Oh no, this is...
A lot.
I'm gonna guess, I may be wrong, 8, 10, maybe? I know, it's beautiful. Great job, Mom. Great job, Mom. It's got some insect damage on the outside leaves here, but that is just a beautiful, beautiful cabbage, and we'll get the purple ones as they come up.
Okay.
Okay, sauerkraut prep. So, Donna, what are you gonna do with your 17.8 pound sauerkraut?
Oh my gosh. I hope we like sauerkraut.
Yeah, I like sauerkraut. So this is going to be fresh and organic and as clean as you can get. Okay, so after it's all said and done, we ended up with...
I don't know, what was it? 10.4.
10.4 pounds. So there was approximately 7 pounds just of exterior leaves on that, plus the big root.
Plus the root.
And that root was, you already tossed it?
Yes.
It had to be 2 inches across at least. It was,
yeah.
it was huge.
Well, it's there.
There you go. It was that big across.
Okay, so we're going to start chopping this up to make sauerkraut.
Homemade organic sauerkraut. So it's almost bowling ball size. So the secret ingredients for sauerkraut are, hold on to your hats, cabbage and salt.
And we're using kosher salt.
Kosher salt, you don't want to use Morton's or any kind of iodized salt, nothing with any additives at all. So you need Himalayan salt, sea salt.
Sea salt. There's a lot of flavors to sea salt, so you might want to watch that. So, a lot of times you can really taste the kelp in the sea salt.
Well, what will happen too is if you have salt with any additives, it's going to affect the fermentation process, which is really critical.
So we have it quartered, sort of, and we're going to cut the core out here because that doesn't, it's nothing easy to cut through. And then it's just going to be a process of
Cutting up the cabbage.
Cutting up the cabbage, trying to keep your slices similar size so everything ferments evenly. Almost filled my entire big bowl, and it's only a quarter of the cabbage.
So because we have so much of this, we're going to be doing it in these half-gallon jars here that we have for our freeze-dried goods and our raw milk. So that is a huge bowl, and that's just a quarter of a cabbage.
It's not even a quarter because I didn't cut it in
Oh, you didn't cut
half
it
evenly. No. So the birds may be getting a little bit more.
Yeah, that's fine. We got plenty of animals to eat up whatever we...
And they will just turn them into tasty, tasty eggs.
Yeah, it's one of the benefits of having livestock is really nothing goes to waste. And what they don't eat, because they don't like everything, but what they don't eat...
Turn it into compost.
It's composted, right? If not given to friends or neighbors. We've got some neighbors that like beets. We got some beets coming up here pretty quick. Our second harvest on the beets, and we'll be sharing those with them.
All right, so normally average size head of cabbage is about 2 pounds. This one's quite a bit more. So for 2 pounds of cabbage, you're going to use about a tablespoon of salt, and you're going to layer it. So we're going to put down some cabbage and sprinkle a little salt. And the salt is hydrostatic, so it's going to pull the water out of the cabbage, and then from there we will continue on putting it in the jars. And we're just going to set that aside and let that sit for 10 to 20 minutes.
So go over those numbers again. So you're going to use a tablespoon for every 2 pounds
Yes.
of cabbage, but we have probably 5 pounds of cabbage.
Right.
So you've got that measured out accordingly, or approximately? Or?
Approximately, yes.
So do we need to let it sit before we toss it and mix it, or?
We're going to let it sit before we toss it and mix it, yes.
Okay. All right.
All right, so our cabbage and salt has been soaking for a little bit, and you can see the water underneath it.
Ah, there you go. So the salt is leaching the water out.
The salt is pulling the water out of the cabbage, yes. So these have all been tossed, massaged. Make sure that our pieces are all broken up, that they're all pretty much the same size. And I'm going to take this smaller one here. We're going to do a little bit of an experiment. We're going to add some caraway seeds and see how that goes. So this would need about 2 teaspoons.
So this was a recommendation from just a recipe, a channel that we found, right?
Right. So this...
But we didn't know what it was going to do, so we want to make some separate.
This is a teaspoon. I do a lot of my measurements by hand. 2 teaspoons. Caraway seeds. Mix those in well.
So do we need to label that particular jar, or
we'll be able to? We can see the caraway seeds in it.
you'll be able to see the seeds?
See them right there,
Oh yeah, okay.
and they'll have a different smell too.
Yeah.
All right. So we're going to take our cabbage, and we're just going to start putting it into the jars.
I'm glad sauerkraut keeps for a long time, because we're going to have a lot of sauerkraut.
Yes, we are.
With our ridiculous monster cabbage. We probably planned on harvesting that week and a half ago at least. So
Probably. Yep.
you just get busy, you know.
Things happen sometimes.
Things
So we want all of that water in there. Because that's going to... We want all of our cabbage to stay underneath the level of the water, simply because if the you don't want air, the air can be a problem, and that's going to continue to
the water's going
to make more water.
The water's going to keep leaching out. That process with the salt is going to continue. Oh yeah, that's all you're putting in there?
Yes.
Okay.
Some people put a weight on it. We're not going to right now. If I see I'm having a problem, I'll add a weight.
So we got to keep an eye on that liquid, because that liquid needs to be
above
all of that.
Here.
So we're just going to close it up for now and keep an eye on it and come back to it and keep making sure that water keeps leaching out.
Yep. And that's all it is. And then we're going to set it in a cool, dry place that does not have a lot of temperature fluctuations. And we will check it every day. I'm going to basically burp it to let any gases escape, because we don't want those.
And it's got to be once or twice a day, correct?
Yes.
Yeah, because if not, there's going to be pressure building up in there.
And then also once we have the desired amount of tartness to it, then we will go ahead and put it in the refrigerator, and it will stop the fermentation process. And we're not going to add any water to this. The water from the cabbage itself will be quite sufficient. And we pick this cabbage early in the morning so that it was not horribly dried out by the winds and everything else yet.
So that liquid that's in there is straight from the cabbage. There was none added.
Nothing added. Fermented foods help with your digestive processes, the lactobacillic acid and all that good kind of stuff.
Good for gut health, which is important. There's a big connection between gut health and your brain. Also, the more studies are done, the more they find that your brain is tied to your heart and your brain is tied to your gut. Okay, so this is day 5 of the fermenting process.
Mm-hmm.
And you can see where the liquid, I'll tip those, you can see where the liquid is above the tops of the sauerkraut. So that's what you need to do. You need to make sure that the liquid that's leached out through the salt that you mixed in first, and you've covered up with cabbage leaves. You can use something else. We just used cabbage leaves because they were there. Why use anything else? And just make sure as time goes by that liquid continues to leach out and rise up above the top level so that everything is submerged the entire time it's fermenting. So I'm going to give this a try. We've never done this before.
Right.
And Donna's not a big sauerkraut fan, but I don't mind. Stinks like cabbage.
More time?
Yeah, this is not done. Tastes okay, but it doesn't have a strong sauerkrauty taste, you know. It's good, but it ain't there.
Okay, try the one on the left because that's the one that we put, not the one in the middle.
Let me get a fresh flip. Okay, what now?
That's the one that we put caraway seeds in.
The one I just tried?
No, the one that's in the middle now.
Okay, this one with caraway. I kind of like that flavor. It's almost more pickly, if I had to describe it.
Okay.
It's got like a pickle juice kind of aftertaste to it with the caraway. Interesting. All right. So we're going to let this cook for a few more days. It's good, but it's not done in my opinion. And I'm probably the only one who's going to eat the sauerkraut. So my opinion matters in this case. But not a difficult process. It's just pretty much hurry up and wait at this point in time. So we'll come back and check it out later. But for now, this sauerkraut is technically done. It's just got to ferment to taste at this point in time. So just as a reminder too, 1 or 2 times a day, and don't forget, you need to burp these. And you're just going to crack the lid open and you're going to hear it. As that's fermenting, it's producing gas, and that gas needs to be released. So don't forget to do that.
And make sure you have it pushed down so the water's above your leaf.
Correct. And then when it's to your taste, you simply put this into the refrigerator. You can take the little lid off, the little cabbage lid, and put it in the refrigerator. Once this cools down to refrigerator temperature, the fermentation process will stop, and it will remain that way. And you can actually keep it for weeks and weeks and weeks, right?
I've heard people with months.
Yeah, even months once you stop the fermentation process. If it's not to your taste, let it go a little bit longer. And once it's started and it's pretty much along its way like this one is here, I check it probably every day, every other day at the most. so that it doesn't go too far and get too sauerkrauty for you, to where you don't like it and then you've done all this work for nothing. So once it hits your taste, put it in the fridge, and that'll stop the fermentation process. So thanks for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe. It helps the channel out a lot. Have a great day.
Acre World gives us a simple life.